How's it going, my good friends? So lately I want to go into some more wood carving and things like that. And I've done some before, but I want to kind of pick it up and do some bigger things or what have you. And so for this video I want to make a gouge that I can use, and I don't have many blacksmithing tools, but I think it's gonna be a quite shallow gouge, right? So I think it should work. Besides that, I also want to differentially harden the blade, which has no practical value, I suppose, but you know, we're gonna have some fun with it. And so I have some O1 still, which I think will be pretty good for that. And yeah, so let's get to work. Okay, I think we have it. I think that's pretty good. Let's sharpen it, I think. Yeah, let's sharpen it. Okay, so it's time to establish the bevel. Oh. So before I do all the heat treatment, I just smooth out all the surfaces, slightly got rid of most of the dents, so I don't have a lot of work afterwards. Now I'm probably gonna do something kind of stupid, but I want to differentially harden the chisel blade. Can you call it a blade? Yeah, I think you can call it a blade. And so yeah, I want to create a Hamon for this, which I don't know if it's good for chisels, but we're all about having some fun with it. So yeah, I've got some furnace cement, which I hope this would work. I've done this only once and I've failed only once, so I have a good record of doing this. Yeah, so let's go ahead and try it out. Okay, so we're outside, and this is O1 still, which means it needs to be quenched in oil, but I'm gonna try to maybe help the Hamon that it will be more visible, to quench it, to do an interrupted quench, no, to do a mix, well, first in water and then oil, I don't know how it's called. So yeah, let's might have been a bit too short on the water, but I panicked a little bit, so yeah, I think we have a successful quench, but I still need to temper it. Okay, so we got everything set up to start the hand sanding. Hi Francie. So yeah, I'm gonna start with 120 and move up all the way to 1200 and then to polishing, and we'll see if we get any sort of activity or Hamon or something like that. Cross fingers. Yeah, and alright, let's do it. Okay, so the time has come to try and see if we got any sort of a Hamon-like pattern. And I have some ferric chloride. First I'm gonna clean it with some acetone to get rid of all the oils. So let's put it in and see if we have anything. And it's pretty dramatic, but yeah. So I'm gonna close it. Do I need to close it? Yeah, let's wait 5 minutes and check if we have anything of value. Okay, so almost 5 minutes have passed. I cannot wait any longer. Yes, I cannot wait 5 minutes because I have to see if it's a complete failure or if it's a semi-failure. So, it is yellow. It's definitely different. I don't know if it's a Hamon line or it's just like different color. Okay, so it's time to do some polishing. I have some metal polish. Let's see if we got anything. I feel like the surface might be a bit too etched or something. I don't know. Let's see what we got. Well, we didn't get the zigzaggy effect, but I expected that it wouldn't probably work for such a small thing. And with my expertise, I think we have some sort of success. I think we got ourselves a Hamon line. It's like darker and brighter a little bit. Awesome. Okay, let's do the other side. So I went over to a friend of mine and I've used his lathe to start the handle for the chisel. And I'm turning here some walnut. It's a nice dark rich wood that I like, and yeah, turned out pretty nice. Okay, we're back in the shop and we got the handle material ready to go. Not ready to go yet actually. I need to cut both ends off. Muppets! I don't know if I like this hard edge. Probably not a good idea. If I miss it with the hammer, everything flies away. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, definitely needs to be rounded over. Yeah, we'll see what we do about this, maybe. Perhaps with the chisel. Here we go, nice and pretty. Now we'll wait till the shellac dries and we'll sand it and give it a few more coats. So now I'm moving on to making the ferrules for the chisel, and I've decided to go with brass. I initially intended to use some copper pipes for that, but I just think the brass would be more appealing, so I've decided to take the slightly more difficult route of trying to do them myself from a brass plate. And yeah, it looks pretty nice already. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. I'm quite happy with it. It gives it a nice cover, and I don't think it will go anywhere. And it will probably get slightly better over time. Now, because I cannot help myself, I want to put another brass plate somewhere on the top area to put some initials and to make it nice and pretty. So yeah, before I put in the chisel and go to sharpening, I will do just that. So yeah, let's get to the engraving. So I apologize, I just noticed that the camera stopped recording because the memory card was full. So I've got that fixed up. So yeah, let's just finish this. I just have one more line to go, which is the T one. And now that I look at it, it looks a little bit offside. So I don't know about the T line. I don't know the rules, you know. I don't know the rules. Okay, that the T looks pretty weird. I think I got a little bit confused on which direction I need to go with the engraver. It does like kind of a hill. It's not very natural cursive calligraphy type of shape, but I like it. It's still pretty funny. Okay, needs a little bit of work, I think. Don't get the full. So there we have it, my friends. This is the final gouge, and I'm quite happy and pleased with how it turned out. It really does work like a nice gouge, and as you can see, I've decided to give it a few more runs at the ferric chloride, at the acid, to give it a little bit darker edge, so the Hamon line would be a little bit more prominent and visible, which means that I went for more of a matte kind of finish. But I really like it, and I think it looks pretty good for my first differentially hardened, successful differentially hardened blade. So yeah, I think the Hamon turned out really nicely, even though I have the feeling that because I hit it with a torch, the heat distribution was more gradient or something like that, and so the clay really acted as a heat sink, but also in the exposed area. So I think the Hamon came out much more spread out and not very sharp and solid, but it still looks pretty cool to me. And let me know if I did something wrong, or you have better suggestions on how to get it nice and pretty in the future. But besides that, I think it looks pretty good. So other than that, I really enjoyed working on the lathe at my friend's place, and I will definitely go back there and do some more lathe work, which would be really fun. The only thing that I can say that is a little bit of a disadvantage in this chisel is that I've used this 2mm 01 steel, which is a little bit on the thin side. I like that it's very thin on the edge area, but it does flex just a little bit, not so much, but enough to kind of distribute the force impact of the whole chisel, and you kind of lose a little bit of energy on the way, but it still does work very nicely. And I suppose that's the advantages of forging a chisel, because you can make a nice bolster in the beginning or something like that. But other than that, it turned out really good, and I'm really glad that we made it. Yeah, so thank you very much for watching this, and I will see you again in the next video. I'm gonna do some chiseling now.